Welcome to episode 9 of In My Own Words. My name is Joseph Pesavento. I am so close to releasing Deathclans that I thought it was best to talk about a lot of the things that influence the book. Now, I've said in past episodes that I draw a lot of inspiration from the zombie genre. And of course, there are the obvious choices, the George A. Romero franchise, the Return of the Living Dead franchise, and so on and so forth. There's a lot more contemporary influences that I've drawn on in the past decade or so, whether it's both video games or music or even comics. And I think it's important that I share some of these influences as to how I got to write a zombie novel. First is the Dead Frontier video game franchise. I first found the first Dead Frontier when I was in college. It was an overhead style playing game. It's set in the zombie apocalypse, and you just go from location to location, building to building, finding supplies, killing zombies, and teaming up with other players and doing side missions to earn experience or money. And I thought it was really exciting because it both had this open world feel, but at the same time it was in a map that was scaled to about the size of a large city. It was something that drew me in because I was able to explore and not just play a video game to complete it. I was able to do little bits at a time, sometimes just kill zombies, and sometimes just search for supplies, and sometimes level up. So it kept me intrigued. Kind of fell off after a few years. The game kind of shifted towards a sequel, and the platform changed, and I wasn't playing for a few years. Fast forward to the beginning of last year, I was able to start playing the sequel, and it was in a more updated style, like more of a third person, and I found it a lot more intense because you're able to design your character now, you're able to play with friends, you're able to have more interaction between the zombies, the monsters, other characters, and there's a lot more depth to it. There's a lot more detail. So that was always something that I drew as far as the horror element of it's the apocalypse. It's only darkness and bad weather, and everything is lit by the flashlight you have on you. It all takes place during nighttime. Having that atmosphere and suspense of being attacked or finding an exciting tool or weapon, it really helped me sculpt the world that I wanted to build. I still play Dead Frontier to this day. It is one of my favorite games. I'm actually going to leave a link in my description of me streaming it on Twitch. Go check that out. It's really fun. You get a glimpse of the game, and I'll even send you a link of how to play it yourself. The second is the House of the Dead 2 arcade game. I first found this game in the arcade when I was in middle school, and as I got older, I was able to play it on console. It's a game that's basically about this character who's trying to find the source or the person responsible for these monsters and zombies attacking the city. And it's very fast-paced. It's a first-person shooter. You don't really slow down at all. You go from zombies, you go to these mutated animals, you go to these mutated monsters, and it's all coming at you at once. It was very important for me to have a way to navigate situations that characters got in. It was a way for me to navigate how these characters would respond to those situations, and seeing someone who's intentionally causing harm to another human while being in this zombie apocalypse was very fascinating to me. That someone wanted to have control over their fellow humans and the undead that no one really had full control over. It was such a fun experience to relive that game. I still play it to this day. I'm probably going to put a link in the description of where you can check that out and where you can watch the little clips of the gameplay. It's really fun. I hope you enjoy it. I can't talk about zombies without talking about the Walking Dead comic. I always found The Walking Dead to be very intriguing with character design, whether it's the villains, the main characters, some of the side characters. They're all so rich in depth, and seeing how they evolved from beginning to end and how they navigate other characters doing horrendous things to them and still being able to survive that and outlive that, and see how it altered them from the beginning of that interaction to several issues down the line. You really get to see how real of people they become in this fictional world. And I found that going back to it several times, even some of the spin-off comics and the side stories, that you really want to see how their stories unfold and see where they end up at the very end of the comic. And throughout, I was very satisfied with how and where these characters ended up going and ended up being. So I always found The Walking Dead to be believable in a world that was very unbelievable. Another influence, and a big one, would be the Zombie EP by the band The Devil Wears Prada. Now, I've been a fan of The Devil Wears Prada since I was in high school. Having that rock and metalcore sound was always appealing to me, but having the Zombie EP come out was so intense, because not only do I have this heavy music to listen to now, this new release from this band that I admire so much and like so much, now I'm in this cinematic experience of hearing these lyrics of being in this world, and hearing these sound clips of weapons and undead groans, and from start to finish it plays out like a movie. You know, hearing the lead singer talking about navigating the undead world and hearing these aggressive riffs and these beats. Even the cover art itself, the atmosphere is so bleak and so dark. I think that EP still stands the test of time. I'm extremely excited to show you Deathclans. I hope by the time you see this video, I will have details on the way, so stay tuned for next episode. It's coming very, very soon. As always, the music you're hearing is by Hello Meteor. His Spotify and Bandcamp links are in my description, and his new album is out now. Go check it out, download it, buy it, support this artist. I promise you, you will love everything you hear. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have anything in the zombie genre that you want to recommend, leave it in the comments below. I'm happy to check those out, and I hope that we can have more discussions about them in the near future. That's it for this episode. I'm really excited to give you more details about Deathclans soon. But until then, thank you for watching. Bye, guys.